eTown Hall in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, it's eTown with this week's guests. From Nashville, Tennessee, the andTreaty. From Colorado, musician, author, and music therapist Mack Bailey. And from Chicago, Illinois, the American Songster Dom Flemons. I'm Helen Forster. Right now, join me in welcoming our host, Nick Forster.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Helen. Welcome to eTown. We got big stuff going on today. We're super excited to have the andTreaty back. The last thing we did together was a thing we did via Zoom during COVID. You remember all those times. And actually, despite the distance and the technology, it was really cool. We did a cover of a Staple Singers song, Freedom Highway, for our 30th anniversary. Should definitely check it out on YouTube, but not now, not right now. Dom Flemons is here. He's somebody I've been around for a long time. He's never been on eTown before, but he's a voracious consumer of music and information and history, a dedicated performer. He puts it all together, makes it sound all his own. And we're super excited to have the American Songster with us this week on eTown. We've got Mack Bailey. Mack is a musician, but he's also a music therapist. He's somebody who discovered the power of music in helping healing in a variety of ways. He's here, and he's going to be part of the show later on. Right now, it's the power couple, Michael Trotter Jr. and Tanya Trotter, and their band, the andTreaty. Theirs is a great love story with all the peaks and valleys and challenges and perseverance. And it seems kind of like now is their time. Some of you remember that Michael is an Army vet, active duty in Iraq with all that PTSD and trauma that you might imagine. Tanya was making a name for herself as a singer in the soul and gospel circles when they met and married. They put out their first record in 2018. They just released their third this time. Spoiler alert, it's on a major label, country record company label. So it's like, who knows? Who knows what might happen? And the beautiful thing about that is that they're transcending labels, which is a great thing. They've got all the stuff. They're great singers. They're great humans. They're winning awards. They're getting all kinds of attention, country, Americana, and rock and roll worlds. We're happy to have them back. Please welcome to the stage here at eTown Hall, this time with their band, the andTreaty.
Hello, eTown. Hello, eTown. eTown.
Oh, it feels good to see smiling faces.
My name is Michael Trotter Jr. Hi, folks. How y'all doing out there tonight?
And I'm Tanya Trotter. How are you?
We're the andTreaty, and we're happy to be here. And we do have a song that we would like to do, and we love coming out here because it's the only time we get a chance to play with Nick. So we're going to have Nick come on back out. Come on, Nick. This song was written in 2019, and pretty much I wrote the song after learning of the passing of the legendary, the great John Prine. And it just burned. You know, we had plans, and I just wanted to write a song that talks about yesterday's burn. I said, at least by tomorrow, you won't feel yesterday's burn. And this is the song, Yesterday's Burn. Let's go. Honey, I know there's a bucket of tears left to cry. And anyone can see that they're stuck in the ducts of your eye. Is your heart broken, aching from last night's pain? Well, baby, who done it? I wanna know Joe's name. Tell me what's wrong. Who hurt you, baby? Let
to return. Well, at least by tomorrow you won't feel yesterday's burn. Sweetheart, I know there's a yell left to shout at the wall, and anyone can see that your voice can't hell out that call. Are you angry and bitter, downright upset yourself for letting that man drag you all way down to hell? Tell me what's wrong. I'm choking. Who hurt you, baby? Oh my God. Lay in my arms and I'll serenade you until the sorrow is gone, never to return. Well, at least by tomorrow you won't feel yesterday's burn. Come on, Nick. Tell me what's wrong. Who hurt you, baby? Lay in my arms and I'll serenade you until the sorrow is gone, never to return. Oh. Well, at least by tomorrow you won't feel yesterday's burn. Well, at least by tomorrow you won't feel yesterday's burn.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, you guys sound great, and it's real. You're keeping it real. Michael, I appreciate the fact that you screwed that up.
That was the aim. I
Yeah.
was hoping to do that.
Listen,
here.
it's endearing.
Yes, it is.
It's endearing. There's enough perfect singers out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What do you need? Another Taylor Swift show or something? Come on.
That's right.
Let's keep it real.
Keep it real.
It's great to see you both. Welcome back
to
to
see you
eTown. I was there in Nashville in September when you guys won Duo of the Year at the Americana Awards celebration. And it was, yeah. No, it was really cool. And I kind of love the fact that the lines are blurry. You're on a country label. Does that mean you have to get new outfits now and stuff like that? Or
You know, it's very interesting because I think that life is one blurred line. You think,
totally.
You think about it, we're all kind of blended and we're all connected in some way. So
I agree with you, Tanya, that blurring the lines is a good thing.
Yeah.
That helps us discover the things we have in common rather than the things that divide us.
Yes.
And in the music world in Nashville, it has been sometimes hard to break through, and it was lovely to see. You weren't the only ones. There was a lot of diversity. There was all kinds of interesting stuff happening under the banner of Americana, which it should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Americana is the savior of music.
Oh, wow.
It is. I think that what we forget is the reason why that genre was actually created is because country music stars who we loved, such as Emmylou Harris,
Yeah.
Marty Stewart,
Jim Lauderdale.
Jim Lauderdale, Lucinda, the term and the genre Americana was created to house those legends. And it is because of them that Tanya and I were actually even discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
We are proud of the fact that we've been blurring those lines for a long, long time, and all of those people have been on eTown and been a part of our story and our history. But being on a major label, you got a big team now behind you and all these people kind of giving you advice. And is there anything that you've learned from these folks that has been useful?
Well, I tell you what, nobody's giving us any advice at all, and that's pretty weird. But I will say this much. The thing I have learned about our journey is we've got a mission, we've got a purpose, and we are trying to reach the world with just one message. Love is not dead, and neither is unity. And we are stronger together than apart.
Yeah.
And that's all we care about,
Yeah.
you know? So Universal is...
They've been great.
Universal's backing us on that, and hallelujah.
Yeah. They've been great to us. They just told us to just be ourselves. Is there any advice they've given? It's just be yourself.
Yeah. I want to ask you about two things. One is in this sort of country-ish direction that you're sort of leaning. I couldn't help but notice some of the songs include words like six-pack and rock me like a wagon wheel. And, there's some country stuff sneaking in there. So do you feel like that's just something you need to do, or is that just the way it's working out?
We've been doing this for about, since 2013, 14. And we would do songs like that all the time, folky, with the tambourine and foot stomping, and using those words. Again, it goes back to blurring the lines because, my family's from New Bern, North Carolina, so wagon wheels was a part of my life, and grits and pigs and hogs and all that good
The
stuff.
six-pack part is me.
That's it.
I've always had a six-pack on the side. So
What about the ice cream and the reruns of Golden Girls? Who's
That's
that?
me as
That's
well.
you.
Definitely him.
I'm in love with all those Golden Girls.
Yes, he
I'm in
is.
love with them.
Yeah, anything over 70, I have to be very cautious of. I stand beside him. He can be taken,
She's
ladies.
not lying.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth.
I'm not for the Cougars. I'm with the Sabertooths.
Yeah, I'm a cougar. He likes the saber tooth. So I thought,
I think it's a beautiful journey that you guys are on. I love the fact that you're sharing this message of being connected. Love matters. Love is the thing that solves these issues, and we can do this if we stay together.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, lovely to have you back. Let's hear some more music. Welcome back, if you would, War and Treaty.
Can't like you in the morning, love you at night. Can't hate all your wrongs and only wanna your rights. I can't treat you like a stranger you ain't around. Treat you like a lover when you're out on town. That ain't how love is made. That ain't how love is made. It's all That's how love is made.
Can't seem tired when I don't ask for help. I can't want from you heaven, giving you hell. That ain't how love is made. That ain't how love is made. It's all or nothing. Gotta give to get something. That's what it takes. That's how love is made. There will be sorry most of the time, and we'll see the sunshine as long as every cloudy day and heartbreak will always stay and never say goodbye. That ain't how love is made. That ain't how love is made. I want all or nothing. Gotta give to get something. That's what it takes. Say, that ain't how love is made. That ain't how love is made. I want all or nothing. Give to get something. That's what it takes. That's how love. That's how love is made.
War and Treaty. Michael Trotter Jr., Tanya Trotter, along with Maxwell Brown on guitar, Bam Holmes on the drums, and Tom Davis on the bass. The record is called Lover's Game, and they will be back to play some more music after a little while.
Your visit to eTown is made possible in part by the Scientific and Cultural Facilities District, or SCFD, one of the largest cultural funding mechanisms in the United States, supporting nearly 300 organizations in the greater Denver area. If you'd like to join us as we wrap up our 2023 season, we're doing a special show taping at Mackey Auditorium in Boulder on December 14th. It'll feature musical guest Madison Cunningham and Rufus Wainwright. To find out more or to buy tickets to attend, visit our website, eTown.org. You're listening to eTown.
I'm Nick Forster. You are listening to eTown. The War and Treaty will be back. Play some more music in just a little while. And coming up, Dom Flemons is here, the American Songster. He's got a new record that also leans a little country. It's called Travelin' Wildfire. He will be up in just a little while. So I had mentioned that Michael Trotter came back from Iraq, and like so many veterans, he had some mental health issues, some challenges, PTSD, depression, suicidal thoughts. And those guys wove some of those issues into their earlier songs. Our interview guest this week is Mack Bailey. He was also a professional touring musician. He was with the Limelighters. He fronted a John Denver cover show. He also has suffered from depression, and music pulled him through. So he then decided to get his master's degree in neurologic music therapy, driven by his desire to learn how the brain responds to music. He now spends his time researching new healing techniques for military veterans and at-risk populations struggling with PTSD. He founded a nonprofit called Music Therapy of the Rockies, and he's here today to talk to us about the impact of his work. Please welcome to eTown, Mack Bailey.
Thank you, Nick.
Hey, Mack. Welcome. First, let me ask you about your gig with the Limelighters. That was more than 10 years you were with them, right?
Yes, I got to sing with all the original members. They were actually my first musical influence. I was who my dad had their albums, so
Yeah.
Glenn Yarborough was my mentor, and
You were Limelighters, not Kingston Trio.
he was Limelighters, which made me Limelighters.
Yeah, awesome. And it was a good experience being in that band and
It
touring
was.
and traveling. Yeah.
Loved the harmonies, loved the arrangements.
Yeah. How did this transition happen from traveling and touring and playing music to studying about brain function?
It was when the economy fell out in 2007, 2008, and I, as a touring musician, always had that fear of what happens if that gig isn't there anymore, and what do you have to turn back on? And so I decided to go back to school at the age of 50 and got my master's in music therapy, and greatest gift I ever gave myself.
That's cool. That's cool. And are you somebody who was also curious about the sort of physical role that music played on your own mental health or state of mind?
Absolutely. I mean, it's, in my research since I've been doing this, there's two real major parts. I believe that trauma, PTSD, depression, they're as neurologic as they are psychological. I think there's a way neurologically to put the brain in the best position possible to then do the therapy and do the work.
Yeah. Well, talking about the therapy and the work, tell me the kinds of situations you find yourself in, the kinds of people you're working with, and what do you do?
We work with veterans, and we work with Thistle Farms, an organization out in Nashville that works with addiction and survivors of sex trafficking. And we have a 3-part program. We do mindfulness exercises to just give them coping skills. And then I present each one of them with a brand new Breedlove guitar. And I teach them coping skills with the guitar, but they don't realize that I'm also working with them neurologically. So for example, the PTSD brain, when we look at brain images, it shows that the prefrontal cortex is hypoactive, and the limbic system, which is the memories and emotions, is hyperactive. So the brain's kind of operating like a teeter-totter with one side on the ground. If you look at a dominant effect, that means that every decision is based on a memory or an emotion, which we see that stereotypically from veterans and other survivors. Mm-hmm. And so when we give them a guitar, we only have them do finger picking, and we teach them tab. So the prefrontal cortex is responsible for initiation of fine motor movement. So therefore, we'd only do finger picking. Mm-hmm. The other thing that happens in the prefrontal cortex is the acquisition of new language. So when they're learning tab, it's a new language. And so we're boosting that part.
To try to get that equilibrium, yeah.
Yeah. And then the brain can operate the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. And am I right that one of the exercises you do involves pulling the first string of the guitar in a way that can be reminiscent of another function?
So I have them take their index finger, put it on the high E string, pull it up towards the B string, feel that tension, and just hold it, and then lower it back down. Don't release it. And do that a couple of times, and 100% of the time they equate that to the trigger finger. Mm-hmm. You know, my line is always, if you have a desire to pull a trigger, I'd rather you do that with a guitar string. So,
yeah. And in this process, are these people who you're working with also writing songs? Are you using language? I guess it's the age-old question, which comes first, the music or the lyrics?
I think what happens is we've started the process where we're putting the brain in the right position. We've already started the talking, and by the time they get to the songwriters, it's flowing. And cool. And I tell them, if you do not brand yourself, others will brand you for you. So this gives them the opportunity to be in control of their story, of how it's told, how they tell it, and how they live it.
Can you give me an example of somebody who went through the program and for whom this was impactful?
Our most powerful story was a gentleman who came, and I'm not kidding when I say that his biceps were the size of my thighs. I mean, this guy was a monster of a guy, but he was quiet, very internal, but he loved the guitar. And his story was that he was a guard in Iraq at the base in the tower. And he remembered seeing this little 8-year-old girl out playing in the streets.
Oh boy.
And then some men came and took her away. And then the next time he sees her, she's walking towards the base, and she has an explosive vest on. And they have either threatened her family or killed her family or whatever. And so she's crying and he's yelling at her, please don't do this. Don't do this. And she keeps walking. So the first shot is at her feet. She keeps walking. And so he has to shoot her. And it saved his life and it saved everybody in the base. But how do you make sense of that when you come home?
Right.
And so they wrote this song that the chorus is, don't dry my tears, I earn them. Don't drown me in them either. Just help me find my way through, the only thing that I could do.
Yeah.
I still really believe that the brain is the hardware and the mind and thoughts are the software. And if the hardware's not working well, the software's not going to work well.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that when somebody experiences a trauma that goes against all reasoning, that it affects the health of the blood vessels in the brain. And I think music has that ability to create new neural pathways and improve the health of the blood vessels.
Yeah. We certainly know that music can bring people together and open their hearts at the same time, and that alone is powerful in this day and age.
Socialization.
Yeah, break down those borders.
Yeah.
Well, let me do two things. One, is there a website if people want to learn more about the work you're doing?
Musictherapyoftherockies.org.
Musictherapyoftherockies.org. Okay, cool. Mack Bailey, last thing I want to ask you is, do you want to sing a song?
Only if you'll join me.
Yeah?
All right. I would love to.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Love this guitar.
You can't have it.
All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me, and tell me that you wait for me, and hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. There's so many times I've let you down, so many times I've played around. I tell you now, they don't mean a thing. Every place I go, I'll think of you. Every song I sing, I'll sing for you. When I come back, I'll bring your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me, and tell me that you wait for me, and hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. Now the time's come to leave you. One more time, let me kiss you, then close your eyes, and I'll be on my way. Dream about the days to come, when I won't have to leave alone. About the times I won't have to say. So kiss me and smile for me, and tell me that you wait for me, and hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. 'Cause I'm leaving to go.
Mack Bailey,
Thank you very much.
founder of the Music Therapy of the Rockies, representing John Denver. Mack, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Guys holding up okay? So much more to come. So Dr. Dom Flemons, he is known as the American Songster. He performs music that spans over a century of American roots, and not only is he a virtuoso on a bunch of different instruments like the banjo and guitar and harmonica, but he's also a music scholar, actor. He's the force behind Nashville's American Songster Radio and the documentary series The Real Wild West. Dom's got a new solo album out called Traveling Wildfire, and it includes mostly original songs, some covers. It also leans in a decidedly country and then also Western direction. But he knows so much about American music. Happy to have him. Please welcome to eTown for his first visit, Dom Flemons.
Well, folks, it's just a pleasure to be here with you all. I'm going to have this wonderful band join me on these two numbers here. These are two from the brand new record, Traveling Wildfire. The first of these two here is a song called Slow Dance With You. And this is one that my wife calls the one with the pretty chorus. And this is a song that I wanted to get a classic country feel of two people coming together. And as many country songs, the situation's never perfect in it every single way, but it's still perfect for that moment to happen. So here we go with Slow Dance With You.
I wanna pull you close and slow dance with you. Darling, I ain't the perfect man, but I see the sun's coming up, and you're lovely wrapped in dawn. Darling, take my hand. Take your time, no rush. We've got the band all night. Forget the world, it's just you and I. Ain't got no expectations, got no questions to ask. Darling, take that fear from your eyes, 'cause I wanna pull you close and slow dance with you. Darling, I ain't the perfect man, but I see the sun's coming up, and you're lovely wrapped in dawn. Darling, take my hand. I know you miss someone, I'm missing someone too, but it ain't about them tonight. It's about two lost hearts and a bucket full of tears that are being left outside tonight. 'Cause I wanna pull you close and slow dance with you. Darling, I ain't the perfect man, 'cause I see the sun's coming up, and you're lovely
and dawn. Darling, take my hand. Darling, take my hand. Well, thank you so much. Well, now, sort of jumping on to the other side of the coin, this is one that's it comes from a little bit of a darker time in my life and trying to, rise above it. I was living in this one-bedroom apartment, and I was looking outside my window, and I saw a flock of geese, and one goose had broken its wing. And so when the winter came on, the whole flock flew away except for this one goose, and I watched this one goose sort of fend for itself for 2 whole winter seasons, because when the flock came back, it didn't accept that one back, and so I got to thinking about that. This is one called It's Cold Inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. To my home, it broke up and blowed away, just like the leaves in the fall before the winter comes. It's cold inside, but it's better than being left out in the snow. Lead me to your fire before it's time for me to go. Did you ever have a dream that you thought would never die? Did you know that it would haunt you when you put a bullet between its eyes? It's cold inside. There are pictures on the wall, and they seem to say it's better to have dreamed and lost than to never have dreamed at all. Bitter cold is the morning, holding hands with the night. Brain is burning with memories of half-remembered dreams. It's cold inside. There's a bird singing a song, and it seems to remind me that no matter where I go, I just don't belong. Some reassurance as I'm stumbling down the foggy road. All these notes and well wishes are fine, but they're too late to help me now. It's cold inside. I'll take the
Dom Flemons, the American Songster. Welcome. Welcome to eTown. I didn't mention that you were one of the founding members of the Carolina Chocolate Drops. Mm-hmm. And Grammy Award winning, big time stuff. What a journey. And as I understand it, you grew up in Arizona.
That's right.
Got a head start thinking about folk music and playing on the streets.
Yeah, that's correct.
What kind of songs did you play when you were starting out?
Gosh, I played a whole variety of stuff. Everything from Hank Williams and Jimmy Rogers to Chuck Berry and a lot of doo-wop as well. I used to do a lot of that.
Yeah. And then, am I right that there was was it called the Black Banjo Gathering or something like that?
That's
happened
correct.
In North Carolina?
Yeah, in 2005 over in Appalachian State University.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first events on talking about the African, Black, and Caribbean roots of the banjo.
Those of us who've been around folk music know the fundamental origins of the banjo coming from Africa and this transformation that took place in the Caribbean and then the migration into the States.
Well, and that's one of the things I wanted to do with when taking on the moniker of the American Songster is a lot of the remnants of that style sort of made its way over with the guitar songsters of the early blues era. And so that was something that drew me into that story. Yeah. And so when I play like Henry Thomas's material, it's somewhat of a banjo-styled guitar playing. Yeah. And that was something that I connected when I was at the gathering. So when I met people like Joe Thompson and whatnot, I was able to connect some of this early blues history, like not just Henry Thomas, but Lead Belly and Charlie Patton and a lot of those types of people.
Well, you're also going back farther. I mean, like I mentioned, you're going back before the Civil War, right? You're talking about string band music, black string band music from early 19th century.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, you got a new record that's Traveling Wildfire is a different sound for you. It's a little more full band. It's got some country leanings, some Western leanings.
Well, I'd always had touched upon it somewhat in my shows, but on this most recent record, I wanted to really focus on it directly and have some stuff that was just unabashedly country flavored. And then I also wanted to focus on some of my original material because people just didn't know that I had written any songs. And so I had songs that I had had in the hopper for a long time, and then I wrote some new ones for it as well. And
well, listen, I think it's cool that you're combining the history and the education and your own curiosity and your own desire to sort of accumulate these stories and accumulate songs with contemporary songwriting and collaboration and finding new ways to share that information and help people understand how these sounds are connected.
Absolutely. Well, that's one of the things that I've never tried to treat old music as something separate from contemporary music. And so in my mind, I think of it all as good music, you know, and when I get a good song in my mind, it's something that I have to, follow. I have to take that story as far as it'll take me. And
yeah. It's funny, I grew up sort of in the same way because I was just as inspired by people like Doc Watson, and contemporaneously I was listening to the Beatles and the New Lost City Ramblers, then Jimi Hendrix or whatever, but it all fit together. Like the New Lost City Ramblers were a pathway for me to find songs and instrumentation from the rural roots of, early 20th century music that I never would have bumped into had I not found those guys. But that music was just as contemporary for me as any of the other stuff I was hearing.
Well, and that was something that was wonderful about getting a chance to spend so much time with Mike Seeger during the later years of his life. When I met him, I was in such awe of his music that he was so kind and just said, hey, well, if you want to come up to Lexington, Virginia, you can just come up and visit me. And so, between my touring time with the Chocolate Drops, I'd go up and go to his house. We'd listen to records, talk about tunings, especially with some of the old-timey songs, trying to think about, how I would try to interpret them. He'd talking about how he had interpreted them. And
he was bossy.
Oh, yeah, he could be.
I had a version of Doc Boggs's Country Blues that I thought was pretty good, and he was like, no, give me that banjo. I'll show you what the real tuning is. This is how he really played it,
Classic.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to get back to music. But Dom, again, congratulations. Good luck on the new record. Glad you're here. Finally made it to eTown.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Nick.
Welcome back, Dom Flemons.
Well, this next one here is one that I've taken a lot of great pride in being able to play on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry a whole bunch of different times. This is a harmonica instrumental that I put together in the style of D. Ford Bailey, the pioneering Grand Ole Opry member, first African-American star of country music. And this is an old fiddle tune called Brown Skin Girl.
That's Dom Flemons. Now living in the Chicago area. His label is Smithsonian Folkways. The record is called Travelin' Wildfire, along with eTone's Eric Tureen, Christian Teal, and Adam Bodine.
This portion of eTown is made possible by the Bohemian Foundation, building stronger communities through the bohemian qualities of creativity and imagination. On the web at bohemianfoundation.org. As a reminder, for your viewing pleasure, there are over 2,000 videos on the eTown YouTube channel, where you can also subscribe in order to stay up to date with our latest offerings. If you've tuned in late and you've missed some of this week's program, the eTown podcast will have this episode and others, along with content from past shows as well. It's available for free in Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast directories. You're listening to eTown.
I'm Nick Forster. I'd like to say hello to our listeners who are hearing eTown on stations like WIUM in Macomb, Illinois, on KBCO down in Denver, Colorado, and on WTEB in New Bern, North Carolina. As always, if you want some more information about any of our guests this week, you want to see photos or videos, there's lots of stuff online. If you want to find out how to get tickets to a live show, just go to etown.org. So Dom Flemons is kind of looking back, studying history in order to move forward, make new sounds and new songs. Mack Bailey is helping vets relive and then move on and process their past in order to heal and move forward. The War and Treaty, they of course use their music to not only work out their marital squabbles, but to make sense out of the moment that we are all finding ourselves in. So music is the thread, the lifeline in some cases that helps us all get through, stay connected, and most importantly, remember that we're all in this together. I know that it's naive to think that there aren't biases, racial, religious, sexual, political, class, and so on. But with the right song, we can at least feel connected. So that's what we're up to this week. Please help me welcome back to the stage the War and Treaty.
All right, folks, this song's called Lover's Game. Let's go. Come on.
Come on, eTown, let them hear you. You sound good. It'll say, yeah. Give me a big break. 1, 2. Sound real good to me, yeah.
The War and Treaty. Michael Trotter Jr., Tanya Trotter, Max Brown on the guitar, Bam Holmes on the drums, Tom Davis on the bass. The record is called Lover's Game. The War and Treaty. We're gonna do one more song, get everybody out here, and I want to thank all our guests. Of course, thanks to the American Songster, Dom Flemons, for coming out and joining us. Thanks to Mack Bailey, the founder of Music Therapy of the Rockies, joining us talking about all the good that music can do for people in need. Thanks to the house band, the eTones. And thanks to Helen Forster. Thanks to the War and Treaty, Michael and Tanya. They're a great band. We're gonna do one more song. This one has been around for a while. It's definitely a sing-along. I'm Nick Forster. Hope you can be with us next week right here in eTown.
Some bright morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to that home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning, midnight time, hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy will never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning, midnight time, hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Oh, do Lord, oh, do Lord, oh, do remember me. Do Lord, oh, do Lord, oh, do remember me. Hallelujah. Do Lord, oh, do Lord, oh, do remember me. Way beyond the blue. Come on, everybody, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Bring it down.
This is a production of eTown.